Let's look at the first question. We have a bunch of triangles here. All we have to do is what? We know they're all similar. Okay? By the way, sometimes the question, listen up, sometimes in a similar triangle problem, before you actually do the math, you have to prove, you have to prove that the triangles are what? You have to prove it. So you can't just say, well, they look similar. Okay? So I'm just going to proceed with the math. No, sometimes you have to prove. Here you don't. I'm telling you they're similar. Okay? So you just have to label the angles and then stay keep going with what? With the math. So let's look at the first one. So in each pair of the following similar triangles, already told, find the length of the missing side or the side label as x. Remember to write the similarity statement, the ratio statement, and then you go with the what? With the math. Okay, so let's look at the first one. Can someone tell me um, why they think that maybe those two triangles are similar? Come on, raise your hand if you want to answer. Yes, Rada, tell me. Yes. So it seems that first of all, do they share one angle at least? Yes, they do. They're both what kind of triangles? Right angle or right triangles. Okay. So basically, which angles are the same? Actually, before we do that, what do we have to do to the triangle? We have to do what to them? What was the first step we did yesterday to every triangle? Yes? Label them, name the heads or the corners. Perfect. Doesn't matter what you use to label? Absolutely not. It's completely your call. Okay? So I'll go with the usual A, B, C, X, Y, Z. All right? So, um, A. Oh, my bad. I have to change the layout. Layout. And yes, now we're good. Okay, so let's start. So A, B, C, which will make this one X. If I want, I can go anywhere around the triangle. Just let's do this. Okay, so A corresponds with what or matches with what? Come on, Hamza. X. So I'll use the same symbol. So I'll use an open circle and an open circle. This is the same symbol already. For this one, I'll use a diamond and a diamond. Perfect. So now I know what corresponds or matches or goes with what. Okay. So now I can write my what? My similarity statement. Does anyone know what I mean by similarity statement? Like the mathematical statement that tells me they are similar. Haley? Triangle. Perfect. So my similarity statement would be triangle. Okay, you go ahead. Choose. What do you want? ABC. Keep going. The squiggly line, the wavy line. So obviously, because she said what? ABC, she has to go with the exact same what? With the exact same symbol order as that. So I had students who usually did this once they wrote the what? They wrote the symbols. So this one gets a circle, this one gets a square, this one gets a diamond, which means here you have got to have a circle, a square, and a diamond. Obviously, you will never lose marks if you don't do this. I'm just saying extra in case you want to use X, Y, Z. Perfect. You get marks for what? For the similarity statement. What's my next step? By the way, sorry, just so you know, this is a practice worksheet. That's why I am what? Sorry. I am telling you the steps. In general, on a test or a quiz, all I'm going to say, sorry, the question is find the missing side. You have to know that the order of operations or the process goes similarity statement, ratios, and then math. I can't tell you the procedure after you practice so many times. So now what's the ratios? How many ratios do we always write? Sorry, how many fractions do we use in the ratio? Three, because there are three relations between two triangles. So this one is equal to this one is equal to this one. Okay. It doesn't really matter how you do it. So randomly, let's say I'm gonna put the ABC triangle on top, which means AB, maybe AC, and then obviously the last side is BC. Okay. So who can tell me what goes under AB? Hamza? XY. Why? Because AB perfectly matches with this one. Nice. You see, you never need to look at the triangle again. You can just look at the statement. Who would like to tell me what AC goes with? Shadi. A, C, X, Z. Thank you. And obviously the last one, which is BC, YZ. Okay, perfect. Now, what do we do next? Do we have some numbers? We have some numbers given to us we can plug in. Great. By the way, I don't really have a problem if you write the statement again with numbers or if you put the numbers near the symbol. You see what I mean? Let's do it like yesterday, and we put the numbers near the symbol. So, AB, do we know how long AB is? 9. Do you need to put 9 centimeters or just 9? Just remember, just in my course, just keep the units until the end. Okay, don't worry too much about them until the end. So 9. Do we know XY? 3. Okay. Do we know AC? No? All right. So what do I put? Nothing. I just put a question mark. Do I know XZ? Also no. Great. No problem. Do I know BC? It sure is 12. Yes. By the way, do you see why I tell you never trust diagrams? What's so bad about this diagram? Which one is long? Which one seems to be longer, the 9 or the 12? Which one seems to be longer, the 9 or the 12? The 9 seems to be longer. Remember, when we sketch diagrams, we really don't care about the actual exactness of the size. We just need a diagram to get the message across. You never need to worry about perfect scale. Just get me a diagram, and even if your diagram is off like mine, you still get full marks. Do I know YZ? But do we want to find it? Great. So why put question mark? It already has a symbol. And if it didn't have a symbol, you put a symbol for it. What's the easiest symbol ever? X. You can put anything, A, B, C, D, whatever. Just put X as the easiest one. Okay. Now, do we have a fraction that we completely do not know about? Like a fraction that is so useless? Shadi. This fraction is completely unknown, which means, as far as I'm concerned, completely useless. So I like you to circle it, everyone. Just circle it and just say useless. So what two fractions remain to be paired up? Yes, Manel? Yeah, this one and this one. Perfect. So now I'm going to write them down, but instead of writing the symbols, I'm going to write the what? Perfect. You see, it's a procedure that never changes. Okay, so we have what? 9 over 3 equals 12 over x. From today until the last day you do any math course in your life, whenever you see something like this, what is always going to be your next step? Who knows? Manal knows. Who else knows? There's one step that always falls after this. I don't care if you take grade 11, grade 12, me, Mr. Shevis, Fonseca, whoever. There's only one thing to do after that. Who would like to say it? Say again. What multiply what? 12 x by 9. Shadi, what do you call that process? Crisscrossing or cross multiplying. Perfect. Yes. Thank you. So I always like to show cross multiplying by really showing two lines like this, just to tell me what goes with what. Okay. So many people know what cross multiplying is, but some people don't know exactly how to write the next line in the math. Who knows how to write the next line? I mean, you told me you multiplied, so what's your next line? I'll give you a hint. The whole idea of cross multiplying is to get rid of the fractions. They look like fractions now. I do want things to look like fractions. So who can guess what the next line should look like? And please, just even if you think you're not fully correct, just say it. Sadia, do you want to say something? Go ahead. Say again. Oh, no, no. Actually, okay, everyone, good news about similar triangles. We never need to square or what? Or square root. We only square and square root with what? What did we do for the first couple of days? Pythagorean Theorem. Thank you. Here, everything is what? No squaring, no square root. So none of that. Say again? Yes. Thank you. Your equal sign still goes down. Your equal sign still goes down. 9 multiplies what? So what's 9 times x? 9 x's. 5 times y, 5 y's, and so on. So 9 x's equals 12 times 3 is what? 36. Okay. Who knows how to solve anything that looks like this? Number times a variable equals a number. How do you solve it, Shadi? Always raise your hand. Okay, go ahead. Divide. Exactly, because it's called an equation, which means what? You have to treat both sides equally. By the way, okay, before you do this, everyone, I'll show you two ways to write it, and I really don't care which one you do it. Some teachers do this. Sorry, not do, accept this. Everyone, just watch this. I am okay if on paper, after this one, you do this. In the same step, you divide both by what? By 9. I completely accept that. Some teachers don't like that. They want you to write a whole new line that looks like that. So basically, they want this. After you do this, they want you to write a line that looks like this. They don't like you to write what? To do multiple things in one step. I am 100% okay with that. Okay, so that's one way you do it. What's the other way? By the way, what happens to 9 divided by 9? Cancel. No, not 0. 1. Exactly. No, you're right. 9 into a 9, 9 divided by 9 is 1. Do you ever show the 1? So what really just survives? X. And then 36 over 9 is 4. This is one way to show it. The other way is to do this. Immediately do this. Look. And this is, by the way, this is my favorite way, even in my own solution. I just do this. X equals 36 over 9. You see what I mean? Just show me the division. Now, one thing here, everyone. Okay, what do you want to say? Yes. So if you do that and show me the division, what do you get here? 4. Okay. For what? Exactly. This problem has a unit in it, so you still have to what? Maintain that right here. Okay. I have a question for you. What if someone says 9 over 36? Is that correct? Is 9 over 36 the same as 36 over 9? Of course not. Dividing $36 by 9 people is completely the opposite of dividing what? $9 by 36 people. One case, each person gets $4. The other case, each person gets 1/4 of a dollar or 25 cents. So it's completely the opposite. And basically, that's how it goes. Okay? Now, everyone, I'm going to give you a quiz next week where you're going to have to write what? Show me a what? A what? What's this? A fraction. A fraction. How do you write? Does anyone know how to write fractions when you do text? What sign do you use? The slash. Exactly. So there is no need to. And the reason I'm saying is, my first time assigning these quizzes last year, people would do what? Type X equals 36 and then hit enter, go to another line, and then just write what? Dash, 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 dash to simulate, like to make it look like a way too much. I get it. They want to make they because I always say make it kind of look like our solutions in the notes. So they really want to make it look like our solution. Sadly, on a text editor, you cannot make what? You cannot make fractions. Kind of like for example, this. Kind of like what? A single display calculator. What do you use? Use the what? Use the slash. By the way, don't use this slash. Use this slash. The slashes are not the same. This is not the 36. This is not. It's very common mistake. This is not the slash for division. Okay, this is slash they use for coding computer science, like HTTP. When you actually see it on the URL. That is not the slash. Which slash am I talking about? The what? This one. Okay, so always make sure you use this one. All right. And that's it. That's basically how we do what? A general what? Similar triangle problem if you're trying to find one side. Question for you. Can I now find the other side if I wanted to? Bear in mind, I do not know either this one or this one. So I still have a what? I still have a useless fraction. There's only one way you can find the other two lengths. How? Remember, it's a right triangle. It's a right triangle. Yes, Sadi. Sorry, add. Okay. Mm, they are perpendicular. They are right triangles. What is the only thing we learned so far to use with the right triangle? Haley? Pythagorean theorem. Remember, whenever you see a right triangle, one thing you can use sometimes with it is what? Pythagorean theorem. So what do you do? A squared plus, sorry. By the way, are you going to use a squared plus b squared equals c squared for these, or c squared equals a squared plus b squared? Why? Because I'm trying to find the what? I'm trying to find the hypotenuse or the c. Perfect. Again, if I asked, but I didn't, so the problem is done. Okay? Okay, let's do another problem. Hmm. How can you tell that those triangles are similar? Can you tell me which angle corresponds to which one? Remember, I'm gonna give you sometimes things where they're not lined up. Maybe it could be flipped like this one. Yes, Caleb. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me label it for you, and then you can tell me which is which. So I'm gonna go. Hmm, sure. Yeah. Okay. I sometimes don't like to reuse because you get fixated on, you know what? Oh, this is almost the only way to do it. But you know what? I know you understand what's going on, so I'll reuse them, no problem. Okay. So um, A, B, C. This is A, and then I'm go X, Y, Z. Okay, Kaylin, tell me what corresponds with what. A corresponds with Z. And the easiest way to prove it is the biggest angle here must what correspond with the biggest angle here. So I'm gonna put a small circle and a small circle. Okay. B or C corresponds with X or Y. Shadi, what do you think? So B and Y. Okay. You might say, why would you do that? Because this one is smaller than this one, right? And this one is smaller than this one. By the way, that's one way you could do it. This is the other way, if you want. No. If you don't want to flip it with the numbers, if you divide, obviously this one is the shorter one of the two, right? So this one is the shorter one of the two. Perfect. Okay. So obvious, as you said, so B is Y, and then I'm gonna put a star here and a star. Okay. And the process repeats again. Let's do the similarity statement. Triangle, and this time I'm gonna start with X, Y, Z. Triangle X, Y, Z corresponds to triangle. Let's see. X is a star, so it goes with C. Bigger C. What do we go next? Y is square or diamond, B, perfect. And obviously the last one is A, CBA. Okay, ratios. Ratio, ratio, ratio. Okay, so XY, the first two, will correspond with the first two, CB. And then maybe look, we can go with the YZ, I guess. YZ goes with what? BA. And then the last choice is XY, YZ. XZ goes with CA. Yep. Awesome. Okay. Let's put some numbers or question marks or X's, whatever we have. Do we know XY? 12. Perfect. So I'll put it in green since we know it. Do I know CB? Yes. Shadi, what's up? Oh, 21.6. Okay. All right. Get used to decimals. You're gonna keep start using them. Do we know YZ? 8 indeed. So far, we know a lot. Do I know BA? I don't, but is it the thing we're trying to find? Yes, it is. So you know what? Let's put it as, yeah, we have to put it as X. Okay. Question for you. Can you stop now? Can you just say, I really don't need the last one? Yeah, because think of it. Do you have enough numbers now to perform cross multiplication? Yes, you do. All you need for cross multiplication is how many spots? 4 spots. With how many do you know? 3, and you only don't know 1. I think we're good here. But let's say you want to continue. Sure, with even things that might not help you, but you just want to write them. XZ is, by the way, other math teachers want you to do the whole thing, even whatever you're not going to use. I'm okay if you only label what you're going to use and stop there. But XZ, as you said, is 10. And CA is interesting. Is this a good fraction? Yes, it is, because I know it. Which means what? How many possible choices do I have to do cross multiplying? I have two. I can either what? Hide this one, hide it, and just crisscross here. Or I can do what? hide this one and crisscross, or sorry, cross multiply. Some people say crisscross the other way. Does it really matter which one you use? It should never do that. And if you ever do both just to check and you get a wrong answer, okay, obviously it means one of two things. Either you made a mistake in one of them, or who made a mistake? I did, yes. By what? By putting apparently one wrong number up there. See what I mean? So apparently, if you do not get the exact same answer from both, from hiding this one or hiding this one, either you made a mistake or I screwed up one of those numbers. Maybe this should not be 10, or maybe this should not be 12, or so on. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to randomly choose one. Your homework, should you choose to actually do it, is to do it the other way and just check. Yes, Faisal, what's up? So, oh, so you wrote a different ratio? That's absolutely fine. Remember, randomly speaking, you could have put those on top, right? Also, you could have put this fraction here and this. It doesn't matter how you start. No problem. Remember, that's why I want you to show me your work. I mark everyone, whatever I do. That's why usually it takes me time to mark, because I truly look at everyone's work. Okay, which one should we, or which two should we focus on? You know what? For my work, I'm going to hide this one. So I'm just going to choose these two. All right. So I can't call it useless. I'm just going to circle the ones I'm going to use. That was better. All right. So let's do the crisscrossing. So we get 12 over 21.6 equaling x here and 8. Okay. As many of you now know, crisscross. So, by the way, is it correct if I wrote this? Can someone help me with 8 times 21.6? 172.8. Is it correct if I wrote this? Is it correct? Who said no? Why did you say no? No, no. But this statement, is it mathematically incorrect? Or is it still sound? The fact that I wrote the 12x on the right side. Again, see, that's why I ask you those questions, because you probably sometimes never thought of that, right? Shadi, what's your response? Is it incorrect? But is it the best way? Exactly. Your x, you want it to always be on which side? Yeah. No math teacher ever accepts your answer as 2 equals x. You should always say what? X equals 2. Thank you. So always put the x on the left side. So I was just basically, making a point here that, you know what? Something is still correct, but you know what? Was it 170.8? Okay. This leads into what? X equals what over what? Oh, sorry, my bad. Thank you. I wanted to mention something at that step. Everyone, pencils down just for 30 seconds. I have a question for you. What's your response to someone saying this should be like this? Everyone, look. This is more of a common mistake than you think. Why do you think some people might do that? This happens more than you think. Again, I've been seeing. That's my point. Why do you think some people might go that way? Why do you think someone might say it's minus 12? That's my question. Why do you think some people think that this is the way to actually write it instead of a 12? We agree it's a 12. Why do you think someone might think, no, 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 it should be minus 12? Hamza, keep going. So what are they trying to relate it to? Like, what other instances gets a minus there? Shadi? Because you what? People think that because of this, for example, so, oh, that's cool. Still up. When you say this, x plus 2 equals 7, how do you solve this? X equals 7 minus 2. So people think when something what moves to the other side, it gets what? That is not incorrect when you move it. The problem is that's a move. Is this a move? That's not a move. That's a division. Do you see what I mean? And you know what? We can prove it so easily that this is incorrect. Everyone, let's just come up with an example. Everyone, check this out. What if someone tells you 3x? By the way, I'll show you the easy ways to disprove someone. Someone says 3x equals 6. So x is equal to what? 6 over what? No, they say minus 3. And then they say x equal, what, by the way, what's positive divided by negative? Which one always wins? Negative 2. And they say this is the right answer. How can you prove them wrong immediately, within 10 seconds? How do you always know that your answer to something like this is correct? What do you always do? No, no. That's what we did to get the answer. How do math teacher ask you to check your answer? What do? How do you always check an answer? Or put this thing back where, right? Put it back into the equation. If it satisfies it, you're good. If it doesn't, you're not. What's 3 times minus 2? Negative 6. But we're supposed to get what? And that's the proof that when you divide something, you do not change the what? You do not change the sign. You just keep the sign the same thing, even though it appears to have what? It has been to the other side, but it really didn't. It got divided out. It's a huge difference between that and when you have plus minus. Good. So that's why. Also, question for you. If you divide those two numbers, do you get a positive or a negative number? Can you ever get a negative length? Can you ever measure anything? Anything. I don't care. This or the length of this remote controller and get negative 15 centimeters? You always have to get what? But that's the problem with so many sadly math students. To them, they just get an answer. They never stop to see if the answer what makes sense or is logical. Please always do that. Okay? Some things could be negative, like temperature outside. Some things just can't. So obviously, this is a positive 12. What do we have? How much? Huh? 14.4. Did you have to round or did it stop? Great. Perfect. Yeah, I don't think I asked you for any rounding. And what's the unit again? Ta-da. Check. Done. Yes, Faisal, what's up? What's up? Okay. Okay. Just remember your question. Once I'm done this page. By the way, I'm gonna be only doing this page today. The word problems, I'm gonna leave it for tomorrow. Okay? Because otherwise, we're not gonna finish the whole thing, and I really don't want to finish like 2 word problems and just keep one for tomorrow. It's a good day if we can do actually what one pure day tomorrow for the word problem. Okay. So remember your question. Once I'm done this, I'll come and help. Okay. Last one. This one. By the way, do you see how the problems are getting? I just want you to compare. Let me just put the whole thing on one. Bless you. Oh, my bad. Are the problems getting simpler? Like, is the placement of the triangles getting simpler or a bit more complicated every time? What was the easiest case? Because the triangles are perfect, the same orientation. What happened to the second case? I flipped one. What did I do to the third case? I made them touch. Guess what? Tomorrow we're gonna do the toughest case. Not just touch. One of them is gonna be what? Inside of the other. Do you see what I mean? Which I can't guarantee it's divided in half, but I can tell you for a fact that one of them is what is inserted into the other. That is always the hardest case. Okay. The case for today is they're touching at how many points? Perfect. Okay. So let's look at it. Yeah. But the math for it is gonna be the most complex of all of them. That's what I mean. Okay, this is easier than the other one. Okay, everyone. First, I have to say that those two lines are what? I have to. So go ahead and just add a single arrowhead. So let's do this. Oh, I have to change the layout. My bad. Okay. All right. So I guess I'm gonna go with blue. So go ahead, just put this here and this here. Okay. So let's put some symbols. Not the ABC. Let's just put some symbols. Can someone tell me this angle, this one right here, is it equal to this one or to this one? Yes, because the Z, uh, uh, this is that. Perfect. So I'm going to use a small circle and a small circle. Okay, how about the X theorem? Hamza, where's the X there? Right in the what? In the middle. So obviously, this thing has to be equal. By the way, still is it still allowed if I said this one is equal to this one? Can I say that? Yeah, but are those the two that I need? No, I don't need the ones on the outside. I need the ones on the what? And thank you. Yes. So sometimes you say something, it's allowed, but it's just unnecessary. So I'm just gonna put a star and a star. What's left? Which two? No. This one has got to be this one. So I'm gonna use a diamond. Nice. Okay. All right. Let's name it. So I'm gonna call it what? ABC. Now here's my question. This is ABC, right? This is ABC. Can I do this? Hold on. Can I? I can. Should I? Do these two? Do these two triangles share the same head here? Do I really need to use two different symbols for it? Hmm. Hold on. I I am the okay. Do they need to be separated? Mm-hmm. Oh, I could not agree more with you. ABC is one distinct one. XYZ is one distinct one. By the way, I had students who could not do it if they were what? Touching. You know what they do? They would assume, yeah, no, seriously. They would assume they were cut and what? Moved away. So it becomes this problem. So it becomes, you see what I mean? Then you have to what? Because the head has been separated. Then you have to what? A, B, C, X, Y, Z. But as long as they're touching, can I call the same head that repeats twice the same name? I can. And I would really encourage you to do that. But again, if you do it your way, am I going to take marks off? Absolutely not. I am never, never going to take marks off if your method works every time, even if your method is what? Longer than mine. It's whatever makes you understand, 100%. Chat it. Yep. So I'm going to call it one name, which is, you know what? I'm not going to call it C or Z because I feel C is more like the first top one, and Z is that. I'm going to call it a neutral name, E. Okay, E. Remember, naming is whatever you like. See, I want you to get liberated from what everything is an X or everything is an ABC. Name it anything you want. Be great. If you get the same answer as I do, then you get full marks. Great. Perfect. Okay. Similarity statement. ABE is the same as what? If I say ABE, what do I have to say with the lower triangle? ABE. ABE. So I went diamond, circle, star. I have to do the same thing. If I say diamond, circle, star, I have to also say what here? Diamond, circle, star. That's why we use the labels. Okay? So let's say the first one. So triangle A, B, E is similar to what? What did we say? Come on. A, B, E. A, so Z. What's B? And the last one is back to what? Okay? Ratios. Ratio, ratio, ratio. AB goes with what? Z, Y. BE goes with YE. It's interesting. The E is common, so it's always got to stay the same. And AE is going to go with what? ZE. Perfect. Okay, let's put some numbers in. Let's put some numbers wherever we are, wherever we know them. Do I know what AB is? What? How much? 20 indeed. Go ahead. 20. How about ZY? 50. How about BE? Just this part. Just this part. Yeah, this part, everyone. Just this part here. Look. is given x, so it's x. How about y e? Y e, 62. Can I stop here? Okay. Do I have three numbers and one x? I do. I can stop here. But you know, yeah, I could forget. But you know what? Let's see what we have. What's AE? Interesting. Question mark. What's EZ or ZE? 45. Question for you. Can you use this fraction? Can you cross multiply here? Why not? How many things do you not know? Yes, you can never do cross multiplying with what? With how many unknowns? Two. You can only do it with the only, okay. Can you combine this one? Okay, question for you. Can you combine this one and this one? Because you have what? You know how many things? Three things. But why shouldn't you do that? Is this the one you're trying to find? Which one are you trying to find? This one. So if you do it, you're not wrong, but you're doing a step that you don't what? That you don't need. And you might say, well, I can find it and then use this. You can, but why do extra work? Always do as little work as possible as long as you can do that. So we're going to use the what? The one that we definitely have and need. So go ahead and circle this one or box it. All right. So we have 20 over 50. Sorry, let's make a good fraction. When you write fractions, don't make it a slash. Make it a legit fraction as much as you can. And this one becomes x over 62. All right. Cross. We get 50 x's equals 60, 103. Oh, sorry, 200, yeah. 240. X equals this one. Oh, everyone, question for you here. What if someone says, whenever you divide, always divide the big one by the small one? Are they correct? Someone always says what in math, when you divide, always divide the big by the small. Is that always true? Is it mostly true? Just because it happens most of the time doesn't mean it's what? True 100% of the time. Could you sometimes have to divide the small one by the big one? Oh, what if I give you this question? 6x equals 4. X equals what now? Well, yeah, it's always the number by itself divided by the number next to the x. It's never always big over small. Just because it happens often that much doesn't mean it's always the case. I'm saying this because so many people are fixated on putting top, below, bottom, big over small. Nope, you don't have to, depending on what the number says. Okay, so can someone tell me what that is? I think there's the 24.8 in what? Oh, nothing? Then we're done.